Hi everyone, this is Vimal speaking. Uh, so I understand this is the last session for the day and for this particular track. And myself, Vimal Das Changarath. Let me introduce myself. I work for Microsoft, working on primarily on SCCM and Intune technology support. Along with me, my colleague Jitesh. I think most of them will be very much familiar with him. He is very popular in the forums and everywhere, and I don't think he would need much introduction. But Jitesh, still, can you give an introduction, please?
Thank you, Vimal. So my name is Jitesh, and I am having more than 5 years of experience in the IT industries, managing Windows 10, 11 devices with this device management tools with the various solution, which is MEM and the MDT as well as the Microsoft Intune. So you can always reach out to us to our Twitter handle or LinkedIn, or if you have any queries related to the device management technology or any other technologies related, so you can ask your queries at stmdforum.com, so we will be happy to help you out.
Wow, great. Uh, thanks, Jitesh, for the detailed introduction. And the topic what we are going to discuss for next half an hour or more is about the reporting at a very high level reporting. And uh, when we say reporting, we will be focusing on different aspects about reporting, and we will talk about some of the common challenges we have in the real world in terms of reporting. We'll run through some of the different options in the Intune console. So Jitesh will just take us to the different options in the Intune console, how to track the error, and we'll talk about update compliance and demo. We'll talk about Azure Workbook, and towards end some troubleshooting, which we will be covering. So the initial part, Jitesh, over to you for the Intune reporting and aspects. Yeah, go ahead. Stage is
Okay,
yours.
so let's get started. So
Yeah.
first, so first I will be talk about the most common reporting platform that Microsoft has built it, which is powering like cloud-based Windows update monitoring and the reporting services. So this is the new feature on the common reporting platform that is helping us to integrate and providing end-to-end update management and reporting experience with all kind of high-level status through the cloud. So that is the service as mentioned by the Vimal. So we will be also having a demo later showing how this common platform with the help of the update compliance is helpful for an organization. And we will also going through about the Azure Runbook, and with the reporting feature, like basically update compliance is for the Windows monitoring services. That is a method by we can manage Windows update on a per device basis. So this is basically providing a single pane of classes in the any of the organization to manage the Windows 10 or the 11 devices. So each of this service basically requiring the data collection from the Windows client to power reports and ensuring that organization update deployment and everything whatever the backend work is all going good by in terms of the reporting experience. So that is helping a MEM admin or the IT admin to troubleshoot any of the deployment issues or the scenario by checking the at a glance of the report what basically this Intune builds. So moving to the next, we will see the benefit of having the this reporting platform. So the first one is the privacy. So Microsoft product and the development team is continuing focus on the data privacy and the transparency as well as the various things kind of security. So that is basically keeping all the privacy in a mind just to ensure our service and the user whoever is using all those things will enough confident while using. And the second one is the most consistency. So based on the whatever the feedback Microsoft is getting from the end user, and based on that they are trying to provide more consistency based on the reporting services and having these services all referring to the common reporting platform as we had discussed in the last slide. So this is the first step for the services, and the final one is the extensibility. So that is providing much more extensibility for the potential feature and improving all the services which is basically built on the platform. So here basically when we will move to the Intune portal, we will able to see there is like various kind of report. By default report is available, and that is categorized into the four mainly focus area. One is the operational, and another is the organization, and historical, and the specialist. So what exactly the meaning of the operational is? Report basically means in console troubleshooting and whatever the report which is already available in the Intune. So operational report basically focused on the timely manner and actionable. So in case of any of the application is getting failed, or the we are deploying any of the application and want to know the installation status. So in that terms, operational reporting is much more helpful. Where it comes to the organizational reporting, it is like providing a broader summary for overview view of all those whatever the update or the ring or the policy we are configuring from the backend. So that is most aggregated and scheduled based. So this reports is really helpful for a MEM admin. And in terms of the historical, it is providing much more in the pattern in terms of the trend like last 7 days, what are the things happened in between. So we can easily refer, and with the help of this historical report, we will able to find much useful data. And in terms of the last one, which is specialized, we will have to use several queries, and where we can create our custom report based on the our requirement. So in coming to that part where the most popular settings, catalog, policy, reporting, and monitoring. In this section, we will see how basically being a MEM admin, when we are creating any configuration profile or doing any of the steps, then how we will able to track. So first, let me some like quick brief about the setting catalog. I will not going to cover up more the details. The setting catalog is basically the list of all settings you can configure at all in place. So that is basically a kind of feature Microsoft is providing at a one place. You will able to all Windows related settings, and with help of this setting catalog, we will able to manage the devices quickly. So let's go through to the demo, and we'll see how exactly once we will create, how being a MEM admin or the IT admin, we will able to track that report. So moving to the next, let me share my screen and browse to MEM portal. Think- Stops. Okay, so okay. So anyhow, like we are having, we had created some video presentation to show up you guys how exactly this all reporting feature is working. So we will quick walk through all this from this video post. So first we have to move to the endpoint manager.com, and where we need to log into that portal. And after that, once we will log into the portal, you will see different sections there. So here basically we need to move to the device section, and then here you can see it is categorized on the different platform. So suppose in case we want to check the report of the Windows So we will move to the Windows section, and then here we will select configuration profile. And from the configuration profile, you can see there is various settings has been configured here. So we will going to select the latest deployed profile. So here in this case, I am selecting the Outlook, which we had recently deployed to our collection. Sorry, it is got moved. Okay. So clicking on the profile, here you can see like the various reports format. So it will start showing the report like how much divide it got succeed, and coming to the next you will able to see what are the policies we had targeted, whether it is on the user group or the device group, and inside this configuration settings we will able to see the exact policy name which we had enabled from the backend. And this is the status end user will get experienced, and when we will click on that part we will get to know, okay, the report whether it is get succeed in that case. So in terms of this devices, suppose we had selected and you can see the setting status is showing succeeded, and here you can see the policy which we had targeted to the end user. The next, coming to the same configuration profile setting, we will able to see, then the you can see here one error is there. So we will going to click on that device name and we will check. So here you can see this policy is get filled in the particular devices. So we will going to click on the particular settings. No, what's wrong? It is moving to next. Sorry. Let me next. Here you can see the error message which the device which was showing the field. Here you can see the error type and the error code. So based on the error code and the error type, if we will start digging into the event log, we will get to know what exactly the issues with this profile or the policy setting, why it is not get applied to the user. And coming to the next, we will have here different section to refresh the report part, as well as we are having option to export the report in the different form. If we want to export the same report, we will able to export with the help of all those column name which is by default available. And in case we want to customize the column name quickly, we will have this option by going to the clicking on the column, we will able to add based on the required details. So this is the column name which is by default selected for this report. In case you want to add manufacturer or the model or either in the platform to be added as a part of this report, you can quickly go to that section and modify, and you need to press apply, then you will able to export the same data. So this is all about the configuration profile report. Then moving to the next, which is the Windows Update Management report available with the Intune. So Microsoft Endpoint Manager, basically it is providing new report which is offering and about the update deployment that are managed within the Intune. So with the capability of that controlling Windows update directly through the Intune, we will able to see what are the things we are targeting to the end user devices. So first we need to configure the update ring in terms of when we are like target configuring the via the MDM policy. So this basically policy is control of the each Windows 10 and the 11 devices. So that is also determining like how long you want to wait for taking a update. So we are having the option different period to where we can define the deadline to of the devices to restart to apply update. And this reporting portion is basically uses the Intune devices and syncing and validating whatever the policy you had configured across all the devices. So this is the most helpful in terms of the reporting pattern. And the next, the feature update policy, it is giving us a direct Windows update control. So with the feature update policy, I can say like it has having much more ability, which indicating which specific version of Windows 10 would you like to set on the device. Suppose the existing version Microsoft has recently released, which is the Windows 10 21H2. In case you don't want to apply the devices to directly to the 21H2. So we are having the different Windows version option while configuring this policy. So we will able to control our organization device. The device will stay on the which update. So with the help of all those update ring and the policies into providing a different kind of reporting experience for the end user. So that is basically based in terms of troubleshooting any of the operation and collecting and maintaining the compliance for the devices. So moving to the next, I will show you how exactly we will able to fetch the report. So again, we need to move to the MEM console where we need to click on the reporting node. And here you can see like we are having different option of the reporting, which is by default Intune is providing. So we will going to click on the Windows update, which is under preview, but it is fully supported by the Microsoft. And even in case of any issue, you can directly connect with the product team and you can log your query. And in case they feel this should be implement with this upcoming GA, so they will consider that request as well. So clicking on the Windows Update Preview feature, you will see the different section here. Here one is the summary and another one is the reports section. So in the summary, basically, you will able to see that Windows feature update as well as we are having Windows Expedite quality update. So that part I will talk little bit later. So here you can see once we clicked on the update summary page, it's showing Windows feature update is in progress for these 4 devices basically. And we are having different options like success, error, and in case of anything like you want to be rolled back or you had cancelled. So the complete status you will able to track from this summarize section. And the total device count, how much the devices we had included with this policy. Then next I will move to the report section and I will show you how exactly this report works. So once we'll click on this report tab, you will get these 2 options, which is Windows feature update report and another one is the Windows expedite update report. So once we will click on the Windows feature update report, you will get this view. So in my case, this report is already generated. So in case you haven't generated report, so it will not show any of the data, whatever the data it is collecting from the console. So here you can see the report part, like when we try to select the feature update policy which we had configured, we will need to click on this portion and select the policy which we are deployed from our backend. Then it, it has having different section. One is the update aggregated status and second is the ownership. So by selecting all these options, we will able to generate the report. So here you can see. So in my case, these are the listed policies which we had configured to deploy the update. So I am going to select the cloud PC upgrade to Windows 11 PC. So once I selected, we are having option to check whether we want to include the in progress status, success, error, all these, or we want to like just have this custom report. So based on the selection, we will able to get the exact report what exactly we are looking. In the same way manner, the ownership will show up the different kind of the options like company, personal, unknown. So we will able to segregate from this option and click on the generate again part. So this generate again is appearing as we had already updated the report earlier. So once you will press on that part, it will start generating the report and it will try to refresh the data from the Intune portal. So here you can see the report is get generated successfully. Then you will able to see the all this section inside the whatever the report it is coming from the Intune from the devices, it will show up directly. So update state and the update sub state, you will able to see one option which is showing up offering and another one is the offered. So that means the update is still not installed on the devices. So this is like scanning. This offering is basically indicating the update is currently offered by the update Windows update, and offer once you will get the status is will get changed to the offer received. That means the device is scanned against the Windows update and identified the update is applicable for that devices. And we are also having the different options to customize the report based on the selective column. So once we will click on the column properties, column link, you will able to see different column name. So based on the your requirement, you will able to customize all the reporting pattern, and you will once you will click on the apply, it will automatically select all those column whatever you had selected. Based on that, we will able to generate the report again. So this is the in terms of the feature update. Then moving to the next, we are having another report which is the expedite update. So expedite update is basically like it is a security update which is helping you to deploy any update faster than normal across the organization. So in case, for example, if an important security update or fixes that is solving any of the issues which is the critical for the any business application or the business line. So in the normal scenario, this quality update expedite will help you to step on the go faster with this steady configuration. And recently, as with this all this new capability, we you will create a profile in the endpoint manager admin center, so that will expedite all those Windows 10 security updates. So in here you can see how exactly you will able to fetch. So the same process you we will need to follow. We will move to the MEM portal and we will click navigate to the reporting section, and from the reporting section we will see the Windows Update preview. And once we'll click here in this section, you will able to see the Windows Expedite quality update is showing in progress for the one devices, and the failure rate is quite bit high, because I have seen like it will take much more time to fetch the complete report and able to generate what exactly uh, it is getting directly from the Intune. So this is sometimes that is like a complex scenario and the process for the Intune reporting. And in case you haven't used the feature update policy or the expedite policy update uh, before that, then it will take around for 24 hour at least to be get connected to the services. So the same way we will click, we will move to the expedite update up, clicking on the reporting tab. We will click on the Windows Expedite Update Report Preview, and we will see how exactly we will going to drill down this report. So I think it got from the previous screen. There is some issue with the screen sharing. Let me move up. Okay, this is the one. There was some issue with the sharing, sorry for that. So here you can see the report which is already get generated from the expedite update with the help of all those available presets what is there. So once we being an admin, we will select the and customize based on the update deployment. We will able to see the success in progress as well as the error and the all those details over there in this section. So this is all about the expedite update. So I'm done with it. Over to you, Vimal. So Vimal will basically carry from here, and he will provide more insight about the update compliance and how exactly that is helping us for the reporting feature.
Thanks, Visesh. Thanks for giving all details about uh, this reporting. Let me share my screen. Uh, Let me know if you can see my screen now. Uh, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, now.
Okay, great. Okay, so Jitesh, you explained pretty much all the components, covered almost all the areas in the Intune console, and talked about different options. Now, right, I would like to go a bit more specific around the updates, because from the operations perspective, right, it's very common. Jitesh, you also would agree that in forums, right, we used to see that how do we get patch complaints report. In earlier days, we used to get patch complaints report, or we used to create our own query to get the report. These are the very common challenging questions we used to get. And before we do some more details about that, right? The basic thing which we need to understand is, I think pretty much most of them will be knowing, but just want to show about the version number. So when we get a made build number, so if you go to uh, a device, and if you look for the Windows version of a device, right, when you type Windows version, it will tell you the build number, right? As you can see here, the build number. This build number is a good information for us to find in which Windows 10 feature update you are, and in which update level you are. So the major will be your feature update, and revision will be with every KBs, right? Or quality updates or whatever updates, right? Based on the numbers, you can find it. So if you go to this, the release document, uh, the document from this, I would say this to keep in a bookmark. This will tell us for each version of the build and what's your KB, and that right that pretty much for, let's take for example. So for example, 7009. So build number is 16299. So these details, right, will be important when we start digging into more reporting perspective. This is sufficient to get many details. Now, the topic what I'm going to discuss is about update compliance. I will get into the more details about the update compliance and how we uh, add it, the prerequisite, and other, but I would like to start with a demo, basically. So this is the update compliance sits on top of a log analytics workspace. As you can see here, it will be sitting on top of log analytics workspace. This particular solution, we have to add it. I will show towards the end how do we add it. But once you add the solution, right, you can see it here, and the solution, right, this will be the how it will look like. And in the summary, right, the device you can see. The number of devices reporting to update compliance. So basically what happens is it takes approximate 72 hours for all the Windows 10 client to send its compliance information. What's its patching level or complaint status, right? It will to reflect here. First 72 hours it will take. From there onwards, it's a delta, right? But for the first time, it will take time. And you can see from here, right? I have almost 7 devices from my environment, and it even shows how many needs attention. When we click on that, it drill downs actually, so it will take us further, and from there it will show.
Vimal, sorry to interrupt you. Can you make it full screen?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that will be much helpful. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So from here, right, let me go here. Yeah, so from this, once you click that, right, it will take you to the 4 nodes are there at a very high level. One, this is the dashboard kind of thing which you will be getting it for the patching details. It doesn't mean that you can't customize it. This is something which we can get it as out of the box, but you can always customize it, not the dashboard, but you can write the query. I will come to that how we do it. So you can see here that the need attention. This tab will tell you something which is striking thing which the Microsoft Analytics has observed is, for example, in my case, I have 2 devices which is under out of support. So I can, if I click on this node, right, it will take me to what are those devices, and I can there are list of ready to use queries as well which I can go, and we will come to that point later. So when I click on the out of support details, right, it will get into the more details. So let's take the next tab, which is security update status. So here it will show me a kind of dashboard for each build, what's my security, how it look like, and if there is something attention, and especially the last 2 security updates. So you can see from the right side, right, the last 2 level of security updates, where do my devices stand, and if I click to that, it will take me to more details about that. Now there is a third tab, the last one, that's the second last one, the feature update status. You can see I have 71.4 here. So if I go to that, I can see what's my feature update look like. So I have 2 devices under out of support, right, as I told earlier, and I have almost 5 is looking good. If I click on this red ribbon, right, it will take me further to that, and let me show the query how it look like. When we click that, it will take to the query. Yeah, so you can see the query, right? It's automatically generated, and it will show my machine is 1809 out of support. So it will show me the list of devices which is falling in this category. Now, the point I'm trying to say is this is very basic thing which I am trying to show, but the point here is what you could relate is we have a table, we have attributes, we have the data, we have the query. So based on our requirement, we can customize. And I will show some couple of queries which we can show further. You can see here, right? There is a lot of useful information for each attribute, which version, where do we stand. We'll come to that in the next slide. So you can see from here, right? There are different tables in this table. In this update, the informations are stored. Primarily, I would say there are 6, but there are 4 actually, if you ask me, the primarily. We will just go a bit more in detail about these tables, right? So if you go to the log analytics, and you can see the update complaints tab at the right side, and you can see the tables here. Now, the tables, right? If you click any one of the table, you can get all the details, all the data within that table, and you can customize that further. Uh, for this example, right, if I type the table VAS update status, if I run that query, it returns the list of computers in that table. And then I expand that one of the attribute, and I look, if you look the columns in that, right, lot of useful information. I'm not going into each of these attributes, but yeah, from here you can see the attributes here. Now let me take you further. You can even select that one of the attribute and it will automatically populate that query as well. Now, okay, now this is one important thing, right? The documentation for this schema. So the tables, what I mentioned, right? It's pretty well documented. That means each table and what details it has got. So when you try to prepare your own query, right? It is not it is not like we don't know. So for each attribute, you can see each field and there is a description, and for each table it is explained, and that is very useful, which I have seen for each of this table. Along with this PPT, right, I'll be sharing the link to this schema. So it's update complaint schema reference. You can keep a note. So using this, right, we can get the required data basically. Okay, so now what's the prerequisite for this, right? So at a very high level, from the servers, okay, from the client side, the device should be compatible. The device should be able to send the data. So all the Windows 10 devices in the environment has to send the update compliance data to the Azure, and it has to sends via the telemetry channel, and there are different levels of telemetry. Telemetry starts from the basic, and there's a different levels based on your organization, right? It will be selected. On all these settings, what I'm referring, right, it can be controlled from Intune, or you can control from GPO, or using a script, multiple channels. But ultimately, that you have to tell the device to send the data to the Azure so that we will get the data in the log analytics. And of course, in your environment, you have to allow the list of URLs to be whitelisted. And by default, right, these devices will not be sending the device names as well due to some compliance reason. Again, that's also optional. You can enable the setting so that you will get the device name as well, which is useful actually. This is how the solution look like. So when you go to the Azure Marketplace, you can search for the update compliance in the solution, and you can add it. So once you add it, you will be adding it to the log analytics, which I've shown you earlier, right? It will be showing up in the previous screen like that. Now this is another part which I want to tell. So every device should know where it should send the update compliance, right? So my devices will be sending the telemetry and update compliance details to my update compliance tables, right? It should be. So how we differentiate between you and me is the commercial ID. So this ID is unique, and we have to set it. We have to get this copied once we add the update compliance solution from the Azure Marketplace. We have to get this ID copied from there and deploy it. Now this setting, as I told earlier, we can deploy via whatever channel you have, whether through group policy, Intune, or script, whatever channel, right? But ultimately the device should have this, get this ID. Now, so this is a script which is used. It's highly recommended, at least for the initial stage, to test this, right? To deploy the setting. This is a ready-to-use script. You can get this downloaded from Microsoft site, and when you edit this batch file, you can type, replace your commercial ID and whatever setting, right? It's like a switches, you can modify it. Pretty easy if you ask me. And I've seen many customers, right? Either they deploy this script from Intune, they will convert it to Intune Win32 format, or if it is SCCM, they deploy it as a package to the device in whatever method. But this, the main benefit with this script is when you run it, it provides a good amount of logging. So when you, at least the initial stage, right, when you run the log mode, right, it will tell you if there is any URLs being blocked while you're trying to send the data, or if there is anything firewall blocking, any proxy issues, right, very common thing. All those things you will be able to trace it if you use the script. So at least I would say, right, it is for the initial pilot testing, use it, and then later you can use the normal Intune policy to deploy it. Yeah, this is pretty much which I told, the different ways you can deploy the setting. So with Intune policies, right, especially in the settings catalog, there are a lot of templates now available to push it. For example, commercial ID, right, directly I can key in here, I can enable the telemetry level. You can see it, I can type it here. So I would say, right, from Intune template perspective, there are a lot of new templates, and Anoop's website has got a lot of blogs around this prepared. Okay, now we talked about a lot of things about the reporting and everything, right? And one of the common thing which challenge, I would say, right, which says that Intune has the reporting. In earlier days, we used to get a lot of customized report. We used to create our own customized report query, but we can't now. We understand there is a possibility of getting the query and we can get the data, but how we can reuse it. So tomorrow, if I want to share this query to the other guy for next month patch details, how we do it. That's where the Azure Monitor workbook come into picture. So using this workbook, it's available in the Intune console itself. If you go to the reports, and towards the last, you can see below Log Analytics workbook. There are different templates already available in the screen, but you can create your own customized report. So for example, for our testing and demo purpose, the very basic report which I have is operating system information, which is a custom report being created. Just want to understand what my operating system look like, where do I stand in my machine for all the systems. So you can see that this report will show all computers and OS information. Look, I can see the OS build. So this information is very important for me to prepare my own report, right? So I can, using this, I know what's my feature update, what's my cumulative or quality update status. I can customize this message text, as you can see here. I can go and edit these queries, right? So you can see here, this is the query which resulted the report. So same something which you are familiar with SCCM days, right? We used to edit the SQL query. Here it is Kusto queries, and we can edit it and get the data. This is very basic basic thing which I have mentioned, this very basic report which is ready to use, I mentioned. Now we can go one more step, right? We can create some kind of report where it gives some kind of prompt. For example, I want details about a very specific computer. So I want to know the feature update and quality update of a specific, I need a drop down. So of course I can create it. I can, using the workbook, right? I can create a drop down like what you're seeing. I can select a particular computer. Of course, I need to have a query for the drop down. I need to have a query for the result as well to manipulate, find what's the status of that update. All right, so now let's click on edit and see what's the query. So you can see here, right? I have a variable here. This is the query, and I have a variable here called underscore name. This is underscore name is nothing that's the dynamic variable which is prompting for the drop down and getting me the computer name. So I select that and I can get the details. This is just a you can write the style, the how it look like, all things can be customizable. Okay. Now, right, I think with the workbook, I think you might be agreeing that we can get the data from Intune report. Now, if you have an update compliance, you can use Azure Monitor Workgroup on top of it to get customized report for your normal activities. For many other actions, like so one of the common question we used to get, right, like how do we find whether a particular KB is installed on a in modern device, right? So again, the same thing, you can use this is just one example from my lab. I can, which I use, just give the release name. There is a attribute called release name. This is also documented what this indicate and what it mean, and you can customize it, starts with and get the report. So from this report, right, I can understand how many devices has this particular KB installed. Okay, I think we discussed pretty much about the reporting. Now, it's good. We understood from the reporting we have the data. Right, I've got a lot of data now from the Intune report. Like Jitesh mentioned, we get the error code. That's the first troubleshooting step, right? Using the error code, we go it. Now from the client side, we can, if you get a device client, right, the very something which commonly, right, very useful information is the event here, which we normally miss this. You can see, right, that this particular event, right, it will tell whether whether it failed to download or at what stage it failed. That's the important thing, right? If did it downloaded or did it fail to trigger, all those things. If it is even failing to download, then you have to troubleshoot from that perspective. If it is downloaded and then post download, if it's failing, then you can troubleshoot at that perspective. So let's assume you check the vendor and you understood that the download is success, but when it installed, try to install the feature update, that it failed. Right now, that's where I just want to bring the last topic, right, about the setup diag. This is already inbuilt to the Windows devices, but this is a tool. So in the update compliance page itself, right, towards the right, you can download this tool. It's a very small executable file which you click, it will get, it's an exe file which will get downloaded. What this tool will do is when you run it on any mission where it failed, or if it is success, doesn't matter. But if it is failed, what does it do is it goes to a certain log location. These 4 location which I mentioned, right? Panther log, rollback. These are the setup logs, really, if you ask me, setup path. So this, it goes to this path and it will examine these logs, and it will, what it does is there is a 60 plus unique rules it will check. There's some pattern it will check, and it will try to match any of these 60 rules. And if it is matching, then it will out give the pattern which it matched, and it will output into a log. So this is pretty much will be useful because 60 plus rules is not a small number. It is, let's say I have seen cases where very basic thing, right? Memory issue or space issue or compatible driver issues, right? Incompatible, some kind of third party apps which is blocking. All those things, if you try to check it manually using the logs, setup account, right, it might be difficult to trace. But when you use this tool, right, it's pretty, I would say it's easy. Uh, I will just show a example how it look like this tool. Uh, so this tool, right, setupdiag.exe, when you can download it, and when you run this tool, uh, straight you have to run with an admin context. And what this tool will do is it will create logs basically. So it will create a very one log, which one or 2 to 3 maximum, I think 1 or 3, which is much easy readable. So for example, this particular mission, right, it straight away it understood that, okay, my matching profile, right, it understood there is a space issue and it failed at that point. So we understand that, right, the feature update failed because there was a fail issue, and it straight away it pointed me out this. This is very simple example I show, but what my point is, right, the output of that setup account, if you run the tool, it creates a log with very relevant logs associated with the feature update, which you can take a look. So scan result will tell if there is any incompatible apps and compatible data, right? All this information you can, if you like look into 3 to 4 logs, you pretty much you may be able to trace it, why the feature update failed really. Now, this setup account, the log is one place. The other place is you can always go to the registry as well. So the setup account, automatically I told it will create some registry path, or if you have run it manually, right, it will create the registry path. And so if it feature update fails, this is the path where you can go and have a check what could be the reason. So you can write the failure data and failure details. This will be the starting point, right? You can see where it failed, and you can use the profile GUID, this GUID ID. If you search in the setup diag, the reporting, that will tell us where is the which profile it failed basically. Now, it's not mandatory that we have to run this command only on the failed mission. So let's say my mission is failed and you are troubleshooting the issue, right? So what I could do is I could copy these folders, which I was showing earlier, right? 3 to 4 folders. I can give these folders to you and you can run it offline. So how it look like is, in that case, when you run it, you will need to use a appropriate switch for that. Uh, the BT log, right? These are the logs which we have to provide to the person who is troubleshooting to the IT. And what he could do is, let me make this full screen. He could do is he can run the command and ensure that, right, he has to ensure these files are there, and he has to use the appropriate switch. For example, you can see that the output where I should give that logs path. So /logs path, this is the path where I have the files copied. Now I don't have to worry about any particular structure, how the logs I need to, or the files I need to copy. It can be it will automatically, right, to drill down. So you can see, right, it is searching for the setup log. The tool will search. It will go inside each folder and one by one, and it will try to search whatever information, and it will search each rules one by one, whether it's a compatible issue or BitLocker problem or any hard block, whatever, right? It will try to find accordingly. Now, I just want to show a few things. This is how the log look like. Yeah, so this is the documentation which also I will share. So you can see the rules, right? There are 60 plus rules, one by one, right? You can, using that profile GUID, you can find which rules it failed. Yeah, and this is very basic example. One more last example I just want to show is for another example where same thing, but one of the machine I had a third-party application McAfee, and when I ran this tool, good thing is, yep, let me make it full screen. Yeah, you can see from here, right? When I ran this tool, it gives me the issue actually. So it understood there is one matching issue found, and look, it found some registry related to McAfee, and which I need to deal with that. There's something which I need to do. I need to go and pretty useful when you troubleshoot something. If there is something stopping the feature update, right? You can use this tool. Okay, I think the time is written up. I think Jitesh and me will take some questions from you. Jitesh, any questions we have?
Yeah, Vimal.
Yeah, Vimal, there are some questions. First of all, thank you, Vimal and Jitesh, for the wonderful session. It was good insight on the reporting part as well as on the update compliance. So we have a question related to the KB, pulling out the KB number of the device. So is there any way to find which KB is missing from client due to which endpoint is showing non-compliance?
No, not really. I got the point. It's the other way around. The device which has the KB, right, that we can find it. The reason, right, this is more a what you're looking is a scan process. Like I think you're trying to compare with SCCM where you have a Windows Update scan and find what is installed, what is missing, what is not required. This is more a inventory. You can take it like that. The device will pull the data, basically that build number. So if you ask me, right, we don't really need to go into drill down of each KB if you ask me, because as you know, right, now the pattern is every month there is one update, and if you track that number, right, that's pretty good. Yeah, so answer to that, right, we can't take what is not there, but we can take what is there actually. The other way we can, because so best way, right, enable the update compliance, go to the columns, see what all data you are getting it for, enable it for 5 or 10 computers, see it, create a query, and that will help you to create a custom query of what you are looking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it with the question, Vimal.
Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining, and hope the session was informative. And Jitesh, anything you want to pass?
Yeah, it was like really helpful for many, I believe. So if anyone like want to ask any question, you can reach out to us. We will be happy to assist for anything.
Yeah, definitely reach out to Jitesh, because the reason that he's very active in this forum. So and he used to answer many questions I have seen. So
Not only forums, he is active in social media as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
well.
any questions you can
We
point
all
it to.
we all
Yeah,
will be here to help
yeah.
help each other.
Yeah.
So
If I
even if
respond second day, Jitesh will be responding the first day itself. I am pretty sure.
so that's what, even if we are not checking, Jitesh will be checking and letting us know if in case any help required or any doubt clarification, you
Yeah.
can get in touch with the STMD forum. So that's the place where you can seek help.
Yep.
And again, wonderful session. It was a good learning today. Hope everyone feels the same way. And thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for making this event a grand success.